General reading strategies. Story maps. Learning goal. Students will be able to understand the concept of story map and apply it to help reading.
A student was once so drawn by the movie Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. He not only watched the movie several times, but bought the hardcover English novel to be one of his favorite book collections as well.
He was so excited when he finally got the book. He opened it, felt the exquisite leathery texture of the book with joy, and started reading, hoping to relive that wonderful moments in the magic world.
He barely finished chapter 1, let alone finding out the great parts that were left out in the movie. What happened? He thought frustratedly.
He wondered if he had not studied his English hard enough. Little did he know that he was not using the right strategy to read.
Reading a fiction word by word from back to back cannot sound any more normal.
Nevertheless, too often our train of thoughts gets stopped by words we do not know, idioms or allusions we are simply unfamiliar with, and looking up these words or phrases only decreases the joy of reading.
Fictions tell stories. Words and expressions are only part of a story.
In order to get the whole picture of the story, a reading strategy called Story Map teaches you how to invest your brain power in gaining comprehension and linking individual events in a fiction containing a broad universe.
Just like a graphic organizer, a story map consists of several important components. The core elements are setting, characters, plot, beginning, middle, end, problem, conflict, solution.
The setting provides the general background of the story. It is important to set the scene before reading, for it allows readers to construct relevant contexts.
Contexts make it possible for readers to predict and expect from the story.
The appearances and behaviors of characters are always described in thorough details.
Do not feel intimidated by the words. Knowing the names of the characters and the relationships they have between other characters can sometimes make up the insufficient part of understanding.
A story is composed of a complete event or a series of related events.
Sort out the beginning, middle, and end of each event, or understand the relationships a particular event has to do with another. That is actually the fun part of the reading, isn't it?
Characters will for sure encounter with challenges, how they notice their conflicts, react to them, and eventually make their decisions to solve the problem.
Expect to see lots of conflicts when reading a fiction. After all, characters without struggles are like stories without twists. They will not be fun to read.
When reading a story, go through small sections of the story and summarize the story with your own words and write them down in correspondent diagrams.
When confusion occurs, consult the map to figure out the timeline of events or relationships between characters.
You can even add a useful section of unfamiliar words for you to write down new vocabulary and look up the meanings later as a separate task.
By doing so, rather than knowing the story plot one word after another, the fiction is read by following the flow and the interactions or decisions of the characters.
Consider using this new method in your next novel reading. You will get hooked up with the book easily.